The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Hi everybody, how you doing? This is Danny Rivera, the Advocate. Make sure to listen to us Friday and Saturdays at 10 to 11. We are on Amazon, Alexa, iHeartRadio Tunes, LI News Radio 13.9.com. And let's get back. So last week we were discussing, families and the issues and everything with the anti-bullying. Like, when I was... Oh, and I want everybody to give a big, listen to. I got my special guest, too. I'm just playing. She's my co right now. Go ahead.
It's Althea.
Althea what?
Althea Duvalos.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, look at me.
So, now, right? Isn't this a little bit different from what you usually do, the DNA show?
Yes, it is. That's for sure.
Aren't you loving it?
I'm loving it. It's it's very exciting. It's a beautiful studio.
Exactly. So let's get going. So anyway, I was discussing to them about, everything that I basically did, all my achievements, and how, we got to really start bridging the gap for every single generation to come together in peace and love. Mm-hmm. And I was giving them examples of how I feel, my passion, how I was when I first started, my journey in life, Sure. And what I love about this show is it's going to be two different kind of opinions. So it's going to be the young opinion to the elder opinion. Mm-hmm. My wife is actually, she's got the best opinion too, because, let them know. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You took the floor. Go ahead.
No, I want you to take the floor.
Well, I'm just saying, basically your story started at a young age, correct?
I want to know your story.
I don't have a story. Do I have a story? I don't have a story. I'm just, I'm not an advocate, that's for sure. But I am.
Like, I see things differently, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Like, I was telling them, we got to put away the phones and stuff like that, push that to the side and start having more family time. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, this generation, there's so many facets to this generation that I clearly don't understand. And it, like you said, it is a generation gap, because when I grew up, and you're talking back...
Let them know.
You're talking back in the 80s. It was just a different era. And it's all about respect. It's all about trust and honor. And it just seems that kind of lost its way in this generation. And it's like, how do you bridge those two generations?
Bridge the gap, put the gap together.
Yeah, but how do you do that?
This show.
Yeah, but it's a little bit more, and it's more about, I don't know about mentoring, or I don't know exactly what to do. You are the advocate. Well, you know how. I don't know how.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what my perspective is because I'm thinking of from growing up in the 90s and in the early 2000s, is when you would really take a look at the way that the kids used to act, right? Mm-hmm. Into my time to your time. Your time, you used to probably have a lot different, because it was a lot different, the interaction. Right.
We did more interaction. We went out in the street and played touch football. Mm-hmm. We went out we went roller skating in the streets. We went to a movie theater. We went all kinds of activities. And these kids are not doing that now.
What do you think is the biggest issue right now for the kids not doing that?
I think I think it is social media. I think it is the technology and the advancements that we've made for decades now. I remember when I started my first job and we had the blue screen.
The blue screen?
What
blue screen?
So I think it was called Word Pro at that time.
Pro?
Word Pro.
Oh, look at you.
Okay. We're talking eons ago, okay?
Eons ago.
But it's just that, sure, we're going to evolve. We're going to change. We're going to advance. But with those advancements also comes problems.
What do you mean, can you, because I understand what you're saying, but I want the viewer to understand,
okay.
Because I'm trying to see it through, I see it through my eyes, and I know a lot of my viewers understand what you're saying and you're going through, so why don't you maybe express it a little bit, go into a little bit more detail on that.
Okay, so, let's say with the bullying and stuff like that, people, let's say, would fight on a street corner.
Okay.
Okay. It was an after school thing.
Okay.
Or it was during recess. Nowadays, people take it to the next level. They're not just using fists. They're
using weapons. Yeah.
They're using anything. And it's so heart-wrenching to watch that how we didn't tear each other down.
Yeah, like I like the generation before me because you guys really try to big each other up. My generation, for some reason, was the generation. I always tell everybody this. My generation was the generation that didn't raise the other generation, the younger generation. It was kids raising kids.
Yeah.
So now you're seeing the effects coming and changing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's something that I really want to get to the bottom of. The advocate explaining how we really got to start having more people to solve the problems than make problems. Because even in this day of time, you're seeing people, instead of going out and talking, they want to go out and go riot, and they want to go and do crazy things. And you look at them and say, wait. There's a way how to act, and then there's a way how to act.
Right, yeah.
And we got to start really pushing together and really coming together again and peaceful and understanding what is going on, because you see it.
I see it.
Like, I understand the frustration. Everybody's frustrated right now. Gas is going up. This isn't working. The generations are just not coinciding together.
No,
it's not. One's going left, one's going right. We're not pushing each other in.
No.
Yeah, I know. And I was talking about that the last show, but this show I want to get more into the point of, I want to know, because you're from I'm not gonna say.
You better not.
But the generation that you're in, right? Mm-hmm. What is some things that you see that the generation is missing?
Oh God.
That's where I wanted to get to in this one.
Okay, let's start. Okay, they're missing respect.
Okay, that's one.
The respect is just not there anymore. I mean. And like they always say, and people don't believe it, but it starts at home. I mean, most of these kids that are out there with this no respect and no regard for human life, they learn that somewhere else other than the house.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're being taught by people that's not has a lot of broken homes.
True. You're
not being taught by the average person that not the average person, because everyone has their mistakes in life. We already know all this. Nobody's perfect. We understand that, but we don't have that base anymore that we used to have that was safe.
Yeah. What
we have now is a bunch of people pushing everything.
Right.
Saying that they're doing it, but they're not doing anything.
You don't see them moving and shaking around.
It's more talking than action.
Yeah.
And that's, when you really look at that, it really throws a whole curveball in society.
You did well, I remember, I remember watching all the videos that you did, going to schools. Uh-huh. You worked with a lot of people in the political realm.
Well, I did that because it was time. I did that because it was time to really make a change.
Right.
Like, everybody wants to say they're going to make a change. It's easy to sit down, get the awards and smile. But it's hard for somebody to push through, the red tape and say, nah, we got to really get through this.
Right.
We really got to push it, and we really got to get everybody around us to really, come together and really step up.
Yeah.
Because if we don't have that, what are we doing?
I know. Well, not many people want to do it. It just seems that everybody's more of a follower, and there's not many leaders anymore.
There's just nobody that's sitting there going, hey, it's time to step up again. It's time to raise again. It's time to see, nobody wants the hard work anymore. Everybody wants it easy.
Yeah.
When I started as an advocate, I used to have doors shut on me all the time. I never let that, discourage me. Right. I said, nah, forget that. I'm going to walk right through this door again. I'm going to go through this door. I'm going to push this. I'm going to hit this limit, And we're going to be back with the advocate. I am your host, Danny Rivera, with my co-host, Althea Dublos. Thank you very much. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it right now on the radio. And we're back with The Advocate. I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy, Backpack of America. Definitely listening to that podcast. Really dope. Shout out to my man, Anthony, you know. Much love. So, one thing I want to tell you. Now we're going to get to the steps.
Okay.
Why are we always sitting here playing the blame game? Like, you go on and you watch these people, right? All they're going to sit here is say to you, you know, it's this person's fault. I can't get here. I can't do this. You know, when I look at that, I'm like, yo, bro, stop making excuses and get up. You think if I would have sat there like everybody else was telling me at a young age that I couldn't do it because of my speech impediment, I couldn't read, I couldn't write, you think I would be anywhere I would be right now?
No, not at all.
You think I would be in front of all those audience? Like, you saw the showcase, right?
Yeah, I did.
514 people came out for me.
That's right.
You know what I mean? When I said that I'm going to step up again, New York came out for me. The 5 boroughs came out for me. It wasn't even music they were saying. They were saying your leadership, D. The way when you come across.
I know.
Please, anybody that listens to this platform from anything that me and her do, from DNA Live to The Advocate. And shout out to my man Backpack again. I'm going to keep giving him some props, Anthony. Shout him out. This show's very dope. You really got to really analyze what I'm trying to say. The movement that we need to make as people needs to happen immediately.
Right.
Because if it doesn't, stuff it's just going to go downhill from here. It's just, you're seeing it. You're seeing the effects right now go down from hill from not the American people to speak up.
Right.
I don't care what side you're from. I don't care what political background you're from. Step up to the plate and become a leader for the generation.
Yeah. There's not, like I said, there's too many followers and not enough interjection. People are just rolling with the punches and they're not really doing anything. They become stagnant. And then
you know something funny too.
What?
And I don't want to get off topic, but he's right though. We were a pandemic couple, so we seen the worst of the worst in front of both of our eyes.
True. This is true.
Even though we come from 2 different sides of 2 different generations, we still connect.
Yeah, we did.
In our passion. Like, I'm going to give you props right now on the show. Like, she stepped up and became a host when she started to see, because I do music. Everyone knows it does music. Shout out to everybody too on the platforms that are listening to on my platforms, and everybody at Long Island. Love you all. You really stepped up to the plate and you were like, yo, this is a lot too. People don't understand to have a strong woman backing you up and a woman really pushing you to the highest expectation that you can go will change a man's mindset and anybody's mindset in here.
Thank you, hon. I really appreciate that. Oh God, now you got me all bubbly inside. I really appreciate that. But you know what it is? It's just that when you see somebody doing good, and I see all the passion that you have, who wouldn't want to stand behind that? You know what I'm trying to say? Who wouldn't want to make a difference? It's not just about talk. It's about action. And you're about action. And that's why I back you 100% all the time.
Listen, at the end of the day, right? A man's strongest element is having a strong female backing him, because even if he knows he's going to fail, there's somebody to be with him.
True.
That's why I always had to give you your flowers and always tell you too, is I love you even on this radio. So I'm gonna step up right now because we're gonna get back into the talk.
Okay, go ahead.
One thing I can't stand, and I'm gonna say this right now, one thing I can't stand is somebody that wants to just kneel down and not do anything.
Right.
I can't stand someone lazy. I can't stand someone stagnant. Like, sometimes, yes, we all get that to that level, but you can't do it, because how are you going to basically push yourself up to a higher expectation and a limit if you want to just stay stagnant, lazy?
Yeah.
Basically, I'm saying to you, America, wake up.
It's true. And a lot of people, you know what it is that everybody seems to be waiting for that next person to step up.
But the thing is, the next person could be anywhere. My generation or your generation. We connected together. Nobody can beat us.
True, but who's going to
step
step
up? We live in the
up?
land of the free. We live in the real. We live in that strong equality. We live in that strong basis. No matter what opinions go on, it's an opinion. Everyone's gonna have an opinion.
Yeah.
Like, let's get back to the what we do in this side of DNA. Mm-hmm. Nobody thought we can do it. We have 2K, 20K watches a week.
True.
You know?
But that show started, and again, accordingly, it can go with what you're doing here, in the sense that it's about supporting others, regardless of what their craft is. Yeah. It's about backing people up that you want to uplift. And that's the problem, too, with today's.
What do you feel, too, about with the, like, because I was explaining it last time, too, with the music, right? Because, we do music as well. Mm-hmm. Do you feel, I don't understand, and I was telling some kid, because, I go to those events all the time, and I listen to the way the kids come off and they do their music, because music speaks a lot about the environment and about the way they're brought up. People don't understand that.
Right.
So that was another tool that I used that was perfect. It's the advocate, because I can use that tool to realize, not a lot of people used it. That tool can listen to someone's pain, can listen to someone's upbringing, and can listen to somebody's view.
Right.
That's why I always use that tool. That's a marking for me, and that's what made me step to the next level.
Okay.
Because when I started to look, view, and hear, and then go into those situations, basically saying to those places and sit down with the people and have talks with them, and now realizing, hey, we have the same, goals and the same, not outbringing, but we could put all that together and we could make a difference instead of everyone pointing the finger.
Right. Well, what do you think right now where you can start?
Right now, I really want to start, honestly, is going back to the basics.
Right.
So the smartest thing right now, why am I going to build a house, right? With no like
foundation?
Exactly. So I can't do anything right now without my foundation.
Right.
So I'm going back to the roots that made me that national advocate. I'm going back to the roots. And I want to see how we could sit here, all together and figure out the solution together. Because right now, I can do, right, anything, I feel. But I can't move a certain way without knowing how to anymore, because time's changed.
Right.
So my tactics might not be the same. I know one thing that will always be the same.
What?
Is the passion I have.
This is true.
And the push I have. And the outbringing and understand. I really took that event to really see, do I still have that impact?
Right.
And to show that I still do.
We do.
That's why I'm jumping on the mic right now and I'm telling everybody, we will be making changes out here.
Right.
We will be trying to help the youth out here.
Yeah.
We will be making events out here for colorblind, for asking myself. We will be doing that. So just get ready when I start announcing the events. Come out, bring families. Let's do this.
Yeah, that's where it all starts. I mean, you had such it's not even just about the passion. It's the networking of people that came out to see you and to be with you.
Well, I wanted the kids out here to feel like it's not hopeless.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, man. Like, yeah, I do music. Music is great. But the best thing is the connection.
Weren't you just talking about that when we were just looking at the video for Peace?
Yes.
And you were reminiscing because each photo that you had up there.
We're going to get that on the next. We're going to talk about that in the next segment. But it's just, how can somebody start, right? Like, one thing, some kid asked me, how do I start an organization? You know what the first thing I told him? How do you feel about the organization? How do you feel about the passion? We're going to get that to the next session. There's going to be a lot of things we're going to be talking about. But do you understand, like, the difference now between where I started from, now where I'm at now?
Yeah.
Remember when I told you I wasn't going to stop, I was going to elevate?
True.
When I put my mind back, ain't nobody stopping me.
I heard that.
Because I only got to trust in myself and the Lord. And to everybody listening, man, we will be back with the Advocate. And let's have a blessed evening and a blessed night. And we're back with The Advocate. And I am here with my lovely wife,
Althea.
And let's get going. So, now, what were you just saying that I was speaking to you about the car?
What car? Oh.
About peace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we were just talking about that the other day because we were watching the video. Mm-hmm. And there were scenes, obviously, when you were in the schools. And I can't remember the name of the young gentleman in the wheelchair.
That was Nico. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him, his mother Debbie, and his brother. That video was really hard for me to look at because a lot of those people are ghosts in my past. And ghosts in my past means they passed away.
Right.
So I can't be like, thank you guys for everything that we did together, everything that we pushed together, everything that we motivated, everything that we did.
But let me stop you right there, that you can still thank them. You know why?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying physically.
I know. I'm just saying you can still thank them. They're still here. Everybody you touch is still here. They're always here. They're not going anywhere. You
know how hard it is to look at that video and just seeing those. It was just that whole era was amazing. Yeah. Remember when you were talking about regenerated? Mm-hmm. Can't go back to that, even if I tried.
I know.
It's just because it's a period of time.
Yeah, but it was a good period of time.
Just thinking about all that, man. Like, wow.
I know. It's just that all those pictures and the videos that you had in that song were depictions of everything that you did and the people you touched.
Absolutely.
You know? So I would say you take that and you just kept moving forward.
Absolutely.
Now it's a decade later, but you're still moving.
You know, you just got the host quiet, right?
I know, but I'm just saying it's because, you know, this is why you're quiet, because you're very passionate.
It's just, one of the greatest times was a video call, Alma's Back, right? Mm-hmm. AMA. Mm-hmm. And it had Lee Zeldin in the beginning. He was talking about bullying.
Okay.
Then you had Nico and them talking about his disease because he had a rare lung disease. And, man, it was just going back to those days, man.
Right.
Like I remember... Like, you're making me reminisce the first time I was in the classroom and how nervous I was.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and the teacher's like, okay, kids, we're about to go. And I had all of my, notes.
Right. Okay.
And I'm looking and I'm trying to read through the notes and I'm reading through the papers and I'm reading through the notes and reading through the paper. I take the paper, I just shred it, throw it in the air. Then they go, why did you do that? And I said... You can't, it can't be written down inside paper or a book.
No,
just like my style. I don't write music. It just comes right through the mind.
I know.
You never see me write physically on the paper unless I'm doing maybe something like, I have to do. But yeah, wow.
I know.
You're bringing
I'm sorry I did that.
No, but that's great because I don't even think I remember the teacher. Now let's go back to the notes. The teacher's like, why'd you do that? So watch this. I said, for all you kids Instagramming and talking about the grammar that's open around and can't you and put you back in the slammers, the whole classroom's like, da, 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 da. Right? The kid gets on the piano. Na, 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 na. I was like, oh my God.
Really?
That's when we knew we were going to make an impact.
There you go.
Fast forward.
Okay.
Town Hall.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Town Hall. That's right.
Ed Romaine, Dan Panico, Valerie Cartwright, Dean Murray, who just became a senator, and...
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Ooh, God. Jumping on that stage with all the kids. When we did the... We did the thing on the news. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. Well, you did a lot with... You received, actually, a lot of awards because
it wasn't... Listen, the awards is great, but it's not the awards that make it.
No, I know.
It's everything that comes from knowing the accomplishments and the achievements that you have reached to a higher element.
How many schools did you go to? You went to a lot, right? And not just in Suffolk County. You went everywhere, right? All the 5 boroughs, or wasn't it?
I probably left at 20,000.
Really?
20,000.
20,000.
20,000. Cause we hit school every day.
Are you
4
serious?
5 3 schools every day.
20,000? That's a lot.
Across New York.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Cause I was asked to do BOCES. That was 2,000, and that was like every day. Mm-hmm. And then from there, public schools. That was just.
Oh, wow.
And then I would go out of state too. Like PA, Virginia. Just a lot.
And you went around a lot with your dad too, right?
No.
No?
No.
You had like an ensemble, like people.
He would come with me to a lot of the big ones.
Yeah.
But nah.
No?
Nah. I wish Ed Rodon, the guy who helped me basically came up with the organization. Whoa. I wish he would have been more hands-on, but he wanted more to teach me what was going on. You know, like, okay, Danny, I'm just going to give you the keys. You're going to go run with it. You know what I mean? Dad, yes, he did go with me almost everywhere.
Yeah.
But no, we at least ended at least, put it this way. I knew that song in the back of my hand. Just rap.
Right.
For you kids Instagramming and talking about the grammar that's open around the can you and put you back in the slammers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Every time you talk about that, you always get like a little.
Because you know what? At the end of the day, it was just something I achieved. Like I achieved my fear. I was feared at a young age of being bullied.
Right.
To watch me literally change the whole dynamics of everybody around me.
True. But it wasn't just in school. I mean, you were bullied also at work, correct?
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to say this right now.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of things I could have done to avoid that.
Okay. Yeah, but still.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things when you're young, you know, push things to the limit. You don't really, you know, realize what you're doing. And, you know, I feel terrible. Not terrible, but because that's my life, you know. And yes, it did happen. But at the end of the day, a lot of things could have been different. But again, because I was younger.
If you could go back to those days, what would you have done differently now?
I would have been more calm.
Really?
I was very hothead. Not like really a hothead, but every time someone you just go around. You wouldn't really, you know, you're being young. So you wouldn't think like it. Like I think like a 30-year-old now. I don't think young. It's like, okay, cool. What do you mean? Nah, don't bother me. But you know, when you're younger, anything will just set you off.
Not everybody's like that.
A lot of people are. Come on, your 20s, male. You know what I mean?
I wasn't like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because you're a female. Wait, what?
I wasn't like that. I don't go off. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
Lying.
I'm just... But
she's laughing.
No, but I'm just saying that there's different perspective nowadays. That's all. And you just have to find a common...
Well, the question that you asked me too was how many schools, and the reason why I told you that is because I would just keep going. That was it.
That was it.
Because you got to remember too, you would go into public schools, but from public schools, you would literally go into different schools. You would be running around kindergarten, preschools.
Okay.
So you were talking in preschools.
In preschools too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, you were going to preschools.
I thought it was just basically like middle school.
No, preschools, day camps, elementary schools.
Are you kidding?
BOCES.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anything to do with the kids, you would go into.
Okay. I didn't know that. I just thought you just did like, teenager type.
No, you wouldn't do. No, because bullying started from when they were really younger.
Yeah,
and then that would change everything from when they would get older. So you would hit it. Everyone thinks from the middle school you got to hit it. You got to hit it from every angle.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I mean, okay, but I mean, yeah, bullying at like what 3, 4, 5 years old.
Well, the thing is, you always got to teach it and always drilling into the head.
Well, that's what we're missing these days.
There you go. And I'm Danny Rivera, and this is The Advocate, and we'll be right back. And we're back. This is Danny Rivera, the Advocate. So listen, man, you got me literally emotional thinking about the old times.
I'm sorry about that. Well, no, I'm not sorry about that. Go ahead.
It was just, those times were just, I ain't got words for them because it was just an amazing achievement. You know, even through the music that we did with the kids was just amazing. Like, I spoke to Michelle Francesco's, the one that helped me with the Right to Live.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
That we did the song Project Wake Up. Mm-hmm. She was like, wow, man. Her and Nancy were like, wow, man.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, she does major movies now. Like, she did like the Gotti, Gotti?
Yeah.
So she did Gotti and
I've
all
heard
of
of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
So she did like the major movies in the movie theaters. I was asked to be in there, but I decided not to. But sorry, Michelle. But so it's crazy to see everybody that I started with became famous,
right?
Became very big inside their profession, and even became politicians,
right?
So you take a look at that, you're like, whoa.
You just don't. You know what it reminds me of? It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see
it's like what the world would be like without Danny Rivera.
I think way better than this.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
You ever watch Bruce Almighty?
Well, actually,
I'm just joking.
No, not Bruce Almighty. No. Let's stick on to The Wonderful Life, okay? Because I think that you don't know how many people's lives you've impacted. And that's why you're here. That's why we're doing this station, the radio. That's why you're here. And I think people will learn as they go on this journey with you that you are not alone, that there is somebody out there that not just only cares, that will do something about it, You
know what? I just want to inspire the next person to come up and take the reins, because I wish somebody, like if it wasn't for Ed Rodon, I wouldn't have been doing none of that.
Right.
Because I wouldn't know. I would just be an artist. I would just be somebody that would just literally be performing.
Right.
And, Ed Rodon was the one that really, really dug it in. And he was like, listen, into my mind. He's like, listen, you have a chance right now to make a difference.
And you know why I think you saw that? Because when you started your advocacy back in the days, right, you did so much. You traveled, you spoke and did everything, and you had such an impact, right? And then you kind of passed the reins, right? Mm. And now up until recently,
I had to come back from retirement.
You came back, pretty much you came out of retirement because you saw things again where either people were not going to where they needed to go, or people were not fulfilling their obligations. So
you remember when I went into that meeting and stuff and I just shut them all down.
Right. I know. And that's what I'm saying. It's just that somebody, again, we were talking about this at the start. There's too many followers and not enough leaders, and you're a leader. And that's why you're in this pursuit again, because, they need someone. And that's you. That's just you. That's who you are.
It's just not gonna work unless you have somebody that's gonna step up. Like, we do got some great leaders out here.
Yeah, we do.
What I mean? And I'm definitely gonna bring them up here because we're gonna talk. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I want to pick your brains to see what you guys are thinking. No, I'm playing. I just really want to see the achievements that they're actually gonna come up with. Like, I'm saying, everyone talks. It's a great game.
It's a great game. Yeah.
But they don't sit there and they don't put in the time and the effort and the work.
Right.
And it's starting to get on my last nerves.
I know. I see it all the time.
But there is people out here that are really doing a great job.
Yeah, there is.
I can't even lie.
But not just one person can do it. You have to have a collective. It's like the Borg. Every individual has their spot in that puzzle. Everybody has a reason to be there. Everybody has a reason to be a part of it. You're that big piece in that puzzle.
Do you ever see when we bring those kids up that are artists, right?
Yeah.
From the DNA show and all that. Mm-hmm. Do you ever see how smart, how happy they get to actually have a platform that actually supports them?
That's true.
I think between you and me, I think the biggest fault in the generations is no communication and no connection.
They don't have to. I mean,
like when I grew up, man.
Don't do that
when I grew up, I had idols. I would look up to, like, who do they have to look up to now?
Yeah, they got nobody.
No, it's just, yo, name some of your idols right now.
I can't.
No, I'm saying name some of your idols when you were younger.
When I was younger? Oh, God. I mean, it wasn't music. I mean,
no, I'm just saying anything.
Just anything.
Acting.
Oh, God, acting, really?
You could say acting. You could say journalist. You could say you could say anything you want. Name somebody right now.
Carol Burnett.
Okay.
She was a comical genius, but she was also she was a great humanitarian. Back in the days, she was very, very involved in a lot of things, but I grew up with her. I grew up with a lot of the old greats, you know. It was just a different time, you know. There's nothing I can really pinpoint. It was just a different era. And, you know, if you could just take a little piece of that era in that generation and bring it forward in a different dynamic, people might grab.
See, you could try to grab in and people could try to cling into it, right? But
right.
There's a lot of people that I'm seeing that, right? I looked up to when I'm younger. I met them and I was like, I never want to talk to them again.
Right.
Because I feel like when you have that element, right, and you have all them listeners and you have all the people that push for you and all the people that go hard for you, right? What's going on? If you're not sitting there being the person that you portrayed to be, why are you, you know what I mean? Why are you there?
Yeah.
One thing I was taught by a great dude, that's Charles. Mm-hmm. Always be yourself and people will respect it. Like, how amazing was it today that you weren't even in the car with us. A fan called me that didn't know that I did all this stuff with CH and everybody.
Right.
They found that out. It was a whole different ball game.
Right.
Because you don't need to reveal. When you're really great, let your greatness speak for you.
Right.
You don't need to reveal yourself. You know? And that's what I'm trying to teach my viewers too on here. We can push together. We got to roll together. We got to put the gas to the pedal and get it started.
Right. I'm pretty sure that you will succeed. I know you will succeed. Every venture that you have attempted, you've followed through. So let's just, you know.
I'm here to make that one person, no matter what. I really hope it's a bunch of people, but I know I'm going to get that one person to sit here and be like, bro, everything that you were saying, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
You got to remember, I did a lot to have a lot of respect from the people that I want respect from.
Right.
If I'm not around half of the time, it's not like I don't disrespect anybody. I just don't see that. You know what I mean? I just don't see that connection,
right,
or any which way, because I was taught that. I was taught we could connect, we could build, we could change. You could change anybody's perspective. You can go as hard as you can. You could really start hammering in. You can change the system.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I was telling my boy this too. At the end of the day, even if we're sitting there, you're writing laws, or you're coming down trying to protect yourself, right? At the end of the day, if you don't follow through or follow pursuit, what are you doing?
You are destined for good things, dude. Let me tell you.
Greatness comes from within.
I know.
You know? Mm-hmm. That's why, like, I know when somebody comes up to me, if somebody's genuine.
Yeah.
When somebody ain't genuine and they're just trying to get the entitlement and they're just trying to get seen, they're just trying to get known, I can see it right off the bat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay. I can see somebody that wants to put in the work through the eyes to put into the work with somebody that just wants the fame and just wants to know.
Right.
You've seen in front of me how many people around me became great, right?
True.
You've seen how many people I pushed that became famous because of I helped them, right?
Right. That's true.
So you seen all those kids. When you started to see that element of all those big brands, all them big labels and all the big... All right, everybody, you already know we're going to be done with this show. But definitely, we're going to recap.
Oh, definitely.
On this show. So next show. So I'm Danny Rivera. This is The Advocate. And we are on at, come on, let's see.
Oh, okay. Fridays at 10 to 11 and Saturdays 10 to 11 on 103.9.
Exactly. LI News Radio. And to everybody who's listening, thank you guys so much. And it's going to be a great journey.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.